Hello everyone, today we're going to resolve LeetCode daily problem number 1399, count largest group. In this problem we are given an integer n, and each number from 1 to n is grouped according to the sum of its digits. So we need to return the number of groups that have the largest size. On first example we are given n13 and output 4. Because there is 9 groups in total, and they are grouped according sum of its digits of number from 1 to 13. So we have 1, 10, we have 2, 11, we have 3, 12, we have 4, 13, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 4 groups with largest size. And we need to return this number. So the idea here that we return the biggest group. For example, in N2 we have output 2 because there is 2 groups, 1 and 2 of size of 1. So it's slightly difficult problem, but if you pay attention to a small detail, you will able to understand. Here, size of group is 1 because each group has one element, 1 and 2. Here's we return 4 groups with largest size, but in true it's 4 groups with the size of 2. So for example 9 has size 1, and for example 2 and 11 has size of 2. And about restriction of sum of digits, it's very simple to show if you understand this logic. So 2, 11 will be equal to 2 and 1 plus 1, which also equal to 2. The same goes for other numbers. For example, if we start with another 3 and 12 means the same as 3 equal 1 plus 2. So this idea. And the second rule that we look for a size. So for example, 3 and 12 has size of 2 and 5 has size of 1. So we can express it in a story. So imagine you are at carnival and every visitor gets a ticket number from 1 to n. And you decided to group people by the magical number on their tickets. Magical numbers is the sum of its digits. So ticket 4 has magical number 4, and ticket 13 has magical number 1 plus 3, which equal to 4, meaning they join the same group. Now, once every line up, you want to find out which magic number group are the biggest, which has more elements, which has less elements. So, for example, ticket 1 to 10 both sum up to 1, so the group has size of 2, but ticket 7 sums to 7 and the group size is 1. So your job is to count how many groups tie for the largest size. It's like counting the most popular birthday. You bucket each ticket by its digit sum, find the largest bucket size, and then see how many buckets reaches that size. Simpler buckets plus counting equal instant carnival analysis. So as you understand with ideology of bucket, we will use hash map to count our exactly groups. So key will be represented with the idea of digit sum, and value will be represented with the size of each group. So frequent default dig int. Now we will need to check for I in range from 1 to n plus. We start with 1 because we need minimum 1. Alright, then we will look for sum of its digits. So digit sum will be equal to the sum of int of digit 4-digit in str I. So the idea here that we will look for a sum of digits. For example, here the sum of digits will be equal like 2 and 2, 1 and 1, 4 and 4. This idea. Now we will update our key by 1. Next step, we will find the size of the largest group. So we will make our marker. So maximum frequency will be equal to max free values. In this way, for example, if n13, the biggest size is 2, so the largest size is 2 because smallest is 1. And lastly, we will return the sum of 1 for group size infrequent values if group size equal max frequency. So let's run this code and submit. And it has pretty good memory. So the idea here that we use hash map and dictionary and time complexity will be big of n in the worst case scenario, as we will need to loop through all elements, and the same goes for space complexity big of n, as we may store all elements if all groups are unique. So it will be level big of n. It's pretty easy to implement once you understand the description, which is slightly confusing because of its lack of information, I would say. So, but understanding these 2 points, that first of all, sum of digits, it's a sum of every separate digit here, like 4 equal 1 plus 3, and the size is equal to number of the digit inside of array. For example, 1 and 10 has the size of 2, 8 has the size of 1. And then it's pretty easy to implement because we can look for a maximum value, so for maximum size of group, and then we just return this group. For example, as here, the maximum size of group is 1, so we return 2 groups that we found, 1 and 2. Right? Thank you for your attention and have a nice day. Bye.